It's been 2 years since I've used that thing, right? Or a year and a half, spring ball of, no. It's been 2 years, right? Because we didn't have spring ball last year. We didn't have fall, and then we didn't use these this spring. So how about that, huh? Had to dig it out. It worked.
Maybe need a new one.
It's good to see you guys, and had a great first practice. Just like that, it's over. 1 of 25, and so just what you'd expect. Great attitude, great effort. Day one is usually pretty easy, especially for a team that wants it pretty bad. So excited about the way we practice together, the way we look out for each other, make each other better, compete, all the things that you want. It's been a long time coming to kind of have the feel of practice that we had out there today.
Just as a coaching staff, how excited were you guys this morning to, like you said, you had back to normal, have this practice?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think even just the first thing is we have had practices together. A year ago, this practice was the first time we'd ever had a practice as a staff. So just the logistics and how we operate certain drills and sessions, just the efficiency that we're operating with is so much different. And so as a staff, the organization is on another level. The players understand not just expectations, but where we're going to the next drill, and it's just it just allows for expectations to be, when you talk about hustling from drill to drill, it gets done because the guys know what they're supposed to do and what we're asking of them. So it's great.
We talked a lot about the summer conditioning that McKeefery put these guys through. How have you just seen that kind of carry over here today?
There are some guys with different engines out there. They're working with a lot more horsepower. Just the speed. We can talk at length, and Coach McKeefery would be the one to talk with about that, about the changes. We were just talking about Jalen Cropper. He's 26 pounds heavier now than he was a year ago. And about 100 pounds in his bench press, which isn't the ultimate measurement of a great football player, but it just shows you the level of strength that he's put on, and just his size alone. And on top of that, I just think the speed, and then more than even that is the toughness and just the chemistry that you see, because they all went through it together. And that's what a great summer is all about, is knowing that you worked hard and the guy that's next to you worked just as hard.
Is there any particular group that you're most looking forward to seeing play out this fall in terms of competition?
Well, I know everyone talks about our receiving core and our running back position, and obviously with Jake at quarterback. I think the position I'm really excited, if I had to pick one, might be the guys up front on defensive line. And the reason is there's some new faces in there. There's some guys that now look after a year of just development and growth, and some of them getting in shape and losing that weight. They're just a different group. I think from even the outside guys to the inside guys, across the board, we're better at the top end, and we're also just better with our depth. And so I'm excited to see those guys throughout the fall, especially as we get pads on today. No pads, they look really good, but we got to get pads on, and we'll see how they play.
Coach, how's Mosby, fitting in at the D-line?
I couldn't be more proud of Aaron. A year ago, it was a really hard. I'm not sure how much he's talking about it, but just the timing of some things with an injury he had, it was just really unfortunate, because the season was thought to at one time be a spring season. So we moved forward with some, injury things that he had going on, and the timing all of a sudden with the season happening, he just never really got to show what he was all about. And he just has really, I think this winter and spring, just put his head down and just really focused on being the best he can be and moving that position. He's bought into it. He's all in at playing the defensive end spot, and he gives us something different. He really does. Just his speed off the edge is just something I think we're really going to be able to take advantage of. And as the spring went on, you saw him getting more comfortable with being physical as well, going against those big guys up front. So I'm really excited as much about his development physically, technically, but also just his mindset and how he's attacked it and just gone to work.
And not a fun topic to talk about, but Cal State systems, requiring staff, faculty, students to get fully vaccinated. What's the protocol here for the football team?
Well, until that happened, we were just really, a lot of it was testing for the guys who weren't vaccinated, and we aren't at 100%, but we're pretty close. And it really, I think it's a huge advantage for us to be in that spot. And I'm really proud of the way the guys, because it's a hard decision. It really is. And I think there was a lot of guys that made the decision solely because they put the team first. And if they were on the fence, they went the route of getting the vaccine. And it's just going to keep us safer. It's going to keep all the things that go along with it, contact tracing and so forth, from being able to affect a week where maybe we can't have guys on the football field. So I'm proud of the way the guys have really responded, and we got almost all our guys out there practicing today, so that was good.
So it's not 100% requirement for you guys just yet?
Well, just literally we were far enough along,
Yeah.
and now obviously we got the effects of the policy making it mandatory from the CSU system. So I would think that would also alter who's left on our team. So I love to allude to the fact that I think our guys, even before that, really made a huge effort to try to get that done across the board on our football team.
One of the new faces on offense, we saw it here today, Ty Jones, linking up with Jake Hayner, who was also at Washington. How excited are you to see how he does this fall?
Yeah, he already had an effect today in practice. Just his height, is something that is different than what we have. We are very athletic and fast and just naturally talented at receiver across the board. But all of a sudden you bring in a guy with his height, and he made some plays up over the top of people today where there's not much you can do as a defender. It's just natural. It's God-given ability and size that he has on top of just being a great person. He just seemed to fit in so well with our team, and I know as a teammate, our guys really have accepted him in. So looking forward to the impact he's going to make.
And we've talked about how deadly your receiving core is. Does he kind of bring that added level of competition now to that position as well?
Yeah, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And the cool thing is it's healthy competition right now. That's what I see. And obviously we haven't got to the first game, and that's when the playing time really gets kind of sorted out is leading up to that week. But I love the attitude of our guys. It's always been that way, and there's just a pride amongst that group that they know they can be elite individually, but as a group, one of the best in the country.
Coach, any highlights you can share from today?
We're talking about Ty. I thought Ty, he caught a ball down the sideline up over the top on a fade. I think our defender was step for step with him, but just literally the height, the difference, is it's impressive. And he just went over the top and made a big play down the sideline. There was a couple, I thought just up front, I thought there was a lot of guys on defensive line that, again, we don't have pads on, so they're a little harder to get a hold of and protect, but I thought we were just different up front, even more so with our pass rush. So it's hard to tell yet at this stage, just because we're just helmets and that's it. So
I didn't see Carrick got here this morning. Is there an update you can share on him?
Nothing with him. He just had a family emergency he had to tend to.
And I believe all your 21 classes here except for Jaquez Harvey. Is that right? Is there any update if he's going to?
Yep, and he'll be here. He'll be here. So just some things. I mean, all those guys everyone that we expected to be here will be here. So just everyone's got life situations going on, and we want everyone here, but we know that there's more to it than just football as well. So, and those guys have been doing a great job and working to make sure that they're ready to go.
Coach, obviously there's a lot of excitement with the fans, the possibility of having fans this year as opposed to last year, and the full schedule.
Yeah.
But you add to that the 100 years of Fresno State athletics. Have you talked to the team yet about the significance of that?
So we had our first team meeting last night, and that was a lot of just the expectations, the policies, so forth. We are going to get into that here in the next 2 days. Just the excitement of the fans, first of all, but the 100 years of football here, and leaving a legacy and what that legacy is going to look like. Where are you going to be at in the just the memories of all these the red wave? Where you can be number one, you can be number 100. And that challenge and throwing that out there to them. That's certainly something we'll be talking about a lot.
And Coach, speaking of the fans, just single game tickets go on sale, I think, tomorrow. So just what message would you have for the Red Wave?
We got to have you here, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to be here. We're going to be a lot of fun to watch. We really are. We're going to make a lot of big plays. I don't know how many teams across the country can say they're perfect, and I don't think we're perfect, but I think we're we're fired up to go out there and really do something special this fall. And we'd love nothing more than to, number one, be supported by the Red Wave and have that energy, and number two, do it together and celebrate what we've gone through the last year.
Was there something you were looking for today from a leadership perspective from guys like Jake and others?
Yeah, and that's been happening. And so I saw it, and really when you want the leadership is just when things aren't going well, and today was a pretty clean, pretty uneventful, I guess, as far as just what practice looked like. Is guys made plays on each side of the ball. I thought there was a lot of good give and take, and that's what you want. You want the offense making plays, you want the defense making plays, and there wasn't a long string of one side of the ball really dominating the other. So I think that every guy on the team today came out with great enthusiasm, and so today you're not so much worried. It's when you get into 3, 4, 5, and 6, and week 3, and you're still 2 weeks out from a game. That's when you really got to make sure the leadership is there to have your guys ready to go and say something when it needs to be said. But we have a strong group. It isn't just Jake right now. We have a strong group of guys who have returned and obviously know what the picture is supposed to look like each and every day when we step on the field, and they're making sure they take ownership in us living up to that. So I'm excited about that leadership across the board, not just with 1 or 2 guys.
And are you hoping it's going to be a little hotter tomorrow?
Hey, we talked about that after practice. 11:29 was when I was talking to the team, and 11 o'clock kickoff, right? Week 1. And so, this is what you got to have to expect for the beginning of the game, much less the end. So we want that to be to our advantage, being able to practice it each and every day, and looking forward to that time. So every learning moments, and learning how to hydrate, and just talking all those through those things to where we're ready for August 28th.
Coach, I did have one question.
Mm-hmm.
We're running the Jake Haener golf thing on Sunday. How much has he bragged about that to the team about getting a hole-in-one?
Well, it's been a couple weeks now, hasn't it? And so I've actually said I haven't seen real footage of it actually happening. So now I've gone the other way and said, I don't know if it really exists. Did this really happen? He said there's a divot. I said I can make a divot. So I am fired up to see it. I can't wait to see how it all played out. And we've talked about it a number of times. So Jake's just so much fun to be around. He's so serious, but when it comes to the fun stuff, he's just a blessing to be around.
Thank you.
I said that yesterday.